What's good, YouTube? Oh yeah, this is yours, not mine.
Hi guys, welcome back. It is week 19 weeks pregnant, and here's the update for you.
You got a smile that makes the sun rise. You make it shine.
We are so sorry it's late.
So sorry it's late.
Been hectic as heck.
Yeah, so it's
Hectic as heck.
Yeah, it's been a really busy one, and it's been
This one.
What? I bruised my head. Yeah, here.
You've been bruising
It's been
your
a
head.
really busy one, and that's why it's a bit late. But please forgive us. Anyway, moving on. We would like to let you know what's been happening with me this week.
How have you been feeling, my dear?
That wasn't staged, was it?
No.
I've been feeling so. You know, I don't expect to say I've been feeling great until the baby is out of me. Yeah, I think general kind
Get it out of me.
Yeah, stresses of life and stuff really feel like they're taking their toll when you're pregnant. But hey, you know, you're only pregnant.
What do you mean by that, baby?
Just the busyness of life, emotional stresses, just not like between us, but friendships and things like that. Thanks. Friendships and things like that. But hey, you just keep on going.
Yes, you have to, don't you? There's times in life when it gets like that, but you must keep on keeping on.
That's right. We are going to let you in on... Oh yeah, sorry, this week also I had a checkup at the midwives. It was sweet because just me and Hallie went, which was nice. We got to hear the baby's heartbeat going like a horse. And that was really nice, just to go out of one child.
You asked her how it sounded and she said it sounds swirly, didn't
Yeah,
it?
he said it sounded swirly.
Cute.
It's cute.
Yeah,
so
man.
all's good with the baby, which is great. And I'm definitely getting movements low down. But
I can't feel them yet.
no, and I can't feel them on the outside. So, but hey,
Yeah,
I'm
'cause
sure
if
we
you
will
could feel it
soon.
on the outside,
then you'd be able to.
I'd
as well.
feel it on the outside. But yeah.
But so Hosanna's birth story, babe. Go on,
Yes,
kick us
that
off.
is the next one on. So, Hosanna's birth story goes a little something like this. Hosanna's pregnancy was definitely one of the hardest times that we have had throughout our marriage or our union, innit?
Yes.
Yeah, so we were having a real tough time arguing about, I don't even know like some of the stuff it was, but it was, I remember it feeling like there was literally a dark cloud over us. Do you know what I mean? Like you were walking around and a flipping dark cloud was just following you. Do you know what I mean? There's sun everywhere else, but it's just following you. And you do get times like that in life. Do you know what I mean? No relationship is perfect.
No, but you go through your hard times. I think it's your hard times that make you.
It definitely is.
And it's always a work in progress.
Always.
And, you know, I think you would be foolish to think, yes, we've arrived, because sometimes when you think you've arrived somewhere, that's when you're even more likely to fall
you're
down.
vulnerable.
Yeah,
That's
because
when
you're
you're most
vulnerable.
vulnerable.
So it's always good to have, you know, bettering your relationship at the forefront of your mind. But yeah,
Sorry,
throughout my pregnancy...
I wasn't laughing at being vulnerable then. I was laughing because I went from...
Oh. So it shows that I don't even listen sometimes.
It's alright. We're all a work in progress.
Yeah, through our pregnancy with Hosanna, we were obviously not our closest, but you know, we got pregnant.
However, we managed to get pregnant.
It was a couple of months after we'd moved into our new place, I think, and it was just, not the greatest time for us.
I think it was like stresses of money and all that kind of stuff. I know
Yeah.
there were relationship wobbles and stuff like that. Stuff that we'll probably share with you, you know, in future.
In another vlog.
Yeah, in another
Don't want to
vlog.
use it all up in one, guys.
Exactly. However, it was bad, and I think we, even till now, obviously this is jumping right to the end. Only once I'll do this, babe. But you know, Hosanna is such a sensitive soul. She really is. She always cares about how everyone's feeling, and we think, you know, and this is no fact, no doctors around here, but we feel like it was because she was in the womb while, you know, there was stress about or whatnot, and she sensed it, and she came out sensitive, do you know what I mean, as a result.
But
And
she's a
she's
beautiful
wonderful.
little soul,
No, she really is wonderful. And she's a lot of the time she's the voice of reason. Do you know what I mean? She is, like, even in her little head, bless her. She's got a wise head on those little shoulders.
She does. She'll say things to me like, Mum, I'm going to tell you this, but I just know what you're going to say. She'll tell me what I'm going to say first. And I go, no, just tell me. And then eventually we'll talk. And then I'll end up saying the thing she said I was going to say. And that's when she goes, see, knew was going to say that.
She usually comes to me and goes, hi Dad, I've got something to ask you, but I'm not going to bother because I know what you're going to say. And I'm like, okay, cool. And yeah, she's usually right.
Usually. But hey, so I found out I was pregnant. And I obviously was
The way
sick
you
again.
found out you were pregnant.
So I was late.
Yeah, it was a very basic one. It wasn't like,
I was just late and I took a pregnancy test. We found out I was pregnant, was obviously really excited for that.
We were.
Then the sickness kicked in. It was harder because this was the first. No, it was the first experience, obviously, of being pregnant whilst having a child to look after. We had money pressures. I was trying to work as well, so it was all a bit stressful. And I think even from then the stress started. Tim obviously working, then we're trying to juggle looking after a child as well, so it's a bit hard, you know. I think the jump from 1 to 2 is always the hardest. Well, that's been our experience.
Yeah, we thought 2 to 3 to 4 to now 5. That hasn't really made much difference. But whenever anyone's asked us, because I think people ask us what was the difference between going from 2 to 3, because you run out of available hands for the children you've got. Well, not if you're together. We've got 4. We're going to use our head for 5. But yeah,
money shoulder.
yeah, exactly. So, but we didn't find that a stretch. We didn't find 2 to 3 a stretch.
No, 1 to 2 was the hardest.
Definitely.
So throughout the pregnancy with Hosanna, obviously I was sick for pretty much the usual time. Got to about 4 or 5 months, the sickness started to come back a little bit. Not come back, like, what's the word? Not
Die down.
Die down a bit. And you know, we just went through the pregnancy. I went into labour with Hosanna, I think it was in the morning. And
it was.
Yeah, and I remember Tim saying, oh, you're going into labour, and as usual I'm like, no, I'm not, but he said, yeah, well, I'm sure you're starting, and I did. Yeah, so we was at home, we had a few things to do that day, and we just got on with what we were supposed to be doing, which was quite interesting. You
had a nap at some point and woke up and then thought that...
I thought that the contractions had kind of slowed down. And I spoke to the midwife. She said, oh no, well, if you are in labour, then it won't stop, it will just keep going. I don't know what your experience out there is, but yeah,
put it in the comment section.
Once I had sat up from my sleep and gone downstairs and sat on the sofa a bit, it all kind of kicked off again, which was cool, because you know when you start and you're just like, oh, I want it to keep going. So but we had an open day to go to a college, and we just went, and we just were there like, yeah, I'm in labour, and the people who were doing the interview were a bit like, okay, you sure you're right to be here?
I remember sitting down next to him, and Ella's giving it a...
Yeah, just breathing, and just... Tim's like, oh, don't worry, she's having a contraction at the moment.
And they looked at me like, sorry, what? Like you mean she's pregnant? Like she's... No. I mean, she's in labour right now. And it was like, okay, well, we'll hurry this up then.
But no, we were really excited. We had little Hezzy with us, cute little man that he is, and we were then going to make our way from the college to Bible study that evening, because as I said, we were just going to continue with our day.
Yeah, they still hadn't got strong enough, because they hadn't got close enough together for our liking. Whoever we think we are.
And the funny thing is, we were going to leave the area where our hospital was to go. Well, we were living out of London at the time, so we went back into London to where our Bible study was, to then have to come back out again to the hospital.
To which your mum, as in Mum Brown, probably was like, are you lot, like she always would be on at us or whatever, like, are you sure you know what you're doing? Like, do you know what I mean? She only does it because she cares. But she would be like, don't you want to just go to... No, Mum, it's all right, don't worry, we're just going to get on. And then so we did. So we turned up at Bible study. People knew that
I was in labour.
She was in labour.
On our WhatsApp group to them, keeping them updated. And it was really nice, you know, to have a family around you that's just being supportive. It was lovely. And they was making us laugh, and they was all excited. I think everyone knew it was a girl as well, and we'd already named her Hosanna. So I remember Camille praying with me as my contractions got stronger. She was just like rubbing my back and just praying that the labour would go well, and it was just beautiful. I mean, we've got it on camera somewhere, and it was just lovely. And then we drove from Lewisham back to Greenhithe, where we lived at the time, and went to the hospital there. And my friends Farida and Karina came to be my birth partners, and they were a bunch of
And
laughs.
they were absolutely ace. They were brilliant. So shout out you two. And anyone who doesn't know, Frida happens to be Curly Proverbs. So shout out
She is
Curly
a
Proverbs.
YouTuber. Check out her channel, Curly Proverbs. She does a whole load of hair stuff.
She's got
and
a
her
whole
hair's
load
like
of
a
hair.
mane. Yeah, so check her out. She's awesome.
Yeah.
So Frida and Karina were at the hospital with me, and I was only allowed 2 birth partners. So bless Tim, he had to try and hide in the corner of the room and pretend he wasn't there, because the nurses were being a
with
bit
the
funny.
camera, I just into the corner of the room, like.
Yeah.
So
but they were nice, and they let him stay. Let all 3 of my birth partners stay, which was nice. And Tim was filming it because I'm adamant that I want all the births filmed. I just love watching it back. Just such a special moment in life.
I'm just so gutted that Hezzy's one was on the.
It's on like the old school camcorder, so
Yeah.
we've got it, but it's not like, you know,
It's
a
not
nice.
really accessible. Well, it probably is. There's probably some way to do it, but
You can use the brains and work it out. Your brains though.
Yeah.
So yeah, with my labour with Hosanna, I think it progressed quite well. Frida had her app that she was timing all the contractions with. Progressed quite well. Sorry, what I failed to tell you was my mum came to the hospital, took Hezzy back to our flat. She stayed there but the night with him. And then the girls and Tim were there with me. I was having a water birth with Hosanna, and it took them a long time to fill up the pool. And you're at that stage in labour where you're just wanting to move on to the next stage. You know, once you get in the pool, you're going to then be pushing, and you just want to get that baby out. Because I was just at the point where I was like, I'm done. Oh, you know, the contractions are so strong. Please, just want the baby out now. And it just progressed nicely. There weren't any complications. It was just all smooth. And I just remember being in a slightly different position when I actually gave birth to Hosanna. I think with Hezzy, I was sitting on my bum. With Hosanna, I was like on my knees in the water. And I remember the nurse saying, once her head was out, and the girls were like, "Oh my gosh, you can see your baby! I can see her head.
I remember
She's
Frida,
almost
like,
here. Hosanna's almost
in
here."
tears.
Yeah. So it was lovely, and I remember the midwife saying, "Oh, come catch your baby," and you literally. It's just amazing. Just put your hands down and just lift your baby up. It's just such a beautiful experience. Bless Hosanna. I'll never forget her face when she came out. 1, I was just shocked how pale she was, and 2, she was like this. Like she wasn't, like she looked like she was gasping for air, but she wasn't. She was fine.
Which you panicked a little bit
I
about.
panicked a little bit about. So as soon as Tim cut the cord, she took her breath, which was fine.
Yeah.
And yes, she is now the beautiful girl that she is today. So yeah, there wasn't any complications really.
There weren't any complications. There was, bless, not for us anyway, but
No.
there was for the poor lady.
Oh yeah, because I
next
got
door
left.
to us.
Yeah, in not a very nice state, unfortunately.
Yeah, in
Sitting in a
something
pool
that
of-
looked like Nightmare on Elm Street.
So I was waiting for the midwives to come back and check me and kind of help me clean up and stuff. But lady next door, got her baby was big and got stuck and everything, so ran out to
So
her.
literally,
but-
and it's funny how they know like
Who needs
who's
the
all
help,
right
yeah.
and who really needs the help. We've got to shout out midwives all over the place because you really are amazing. To be fair, because
You are.
it's a different.
It's
like,
a big deal
yeah, of
bringing a
course it is.
person into the world. So
Of course it is, and
there's so much that can go wrong.
That's right. I was just about to say, and you cannot ever take for granted that you have children. Like lots of people, you know, unfortunately, don't make. Like they might not even make it, or their child might not even make it.
Yeah.
Like it is not a joke. So we give thanks to God religiously for, you know, our healthy children who we've had so far. And yes, and also we shout out to anyone else who's ever had a tough time or, you know, something really negative has happened, but we obviously pray you haven't lost hope. Do you know what I mean, during that time?
Yeah, precisely. I mean, for us, bringing up children is the most important thing in our lives, and we just trust God that He'll give us the wisdom to keep on going with it.
Yes. And thanks to all you lovely people, our lovely subscribers, the people who come to our channel, who comment regularly. Like, guys, you're a breath of fresh air. You are really encouraging, and no, we don't think we're worthy of some of the comments we get.
No.
However, they're still lovely to read and very encouraging on a mundane day where you're just clawing your way through it.
Sorry.
No,
and
go
what
for
I
it.
would say is don't watch our vlogs and idolise us at all, because
No,
we are
please
just
don't.
humans and
Yeah.
we have lots of flaws. But if there's any inspiration that you can take from what
Take
we
it.
do, then take it, use it for you if you can.
Yes.
Hopefully it will just work.
100%. Like, I mean, and I think just to add to that, we'd always like to be the kind of people that, you know, you buck on the street and be able to go, oh, hey, it's Tim and Ella, like, you alright? And we'd be like, yeah, cool. Do you know what I mean? We've never, like, no matter what we've been bigged up to be, we've never ever kind of gone on that trip where we feel we're above anyone. Do you know what I mean? We're thankful for the situation we have, and like Ella said, if there's any inspiration anyone can have, well then we're humble that you'd want to take it from us. We really are.
Can't say we're humble.
Oh yeah, that's
We're
kind
humbled.
of a double negative, isn't it? or however you say. We're humbled, yes, that's the one. See, that's why I keep you around.
There you go. Well, guys, please, if you've liked our pregnancy update,
we have unfortunately come to an end.
please do hit that like button. And if you haven't subscribed already, please do so and turn on your notifications so that you know whenever we release a new video. And guys, I will be 20 weeks next week, which means we will be having our scan.
I can't wait.
And we will be finding out the gender
Gender.
the gender of our bubbers.
I'm just absolutely buzzing, and I'm nervous at the same time, and I can't wait for it to come. So, like, you can even hear in the way I'm talking, like, not fluently. I'm thinking in my head even while I'm talking, like, oh gosh, what is it? I would just love, for Hezzy's sake, for it to be a boy. I'm going to be honest with you. But equally, obviously, we will love it unconditionally if it's a girl too. Ultimately, it doesn't matter. But for Hezzy's sake, because every time it's, you know, we've been pregnant,
boy.
And the most recent, I think, with Harper, like, he's been like,
bless him, when we found out with Harper that it was a girl, he cried.
Yeah, exactly.
And he loves her to bits, you guys can see that, but
Yeah.
you know, he would have loved to have a brother, but hey, we'll see.
But
So guys, that is all from us. Take care whatever you're doing.
We'll see you soon, man.
Bye.
Peace out.
You got a smile that makes the sun rise. You make it shine.
So guys, if you are on Instagram or on Twitter, please do make sure you check us out and you follow us. On Instagram, we are at
the Grimwade Family.
At the Grimwade Family. And on Twitter, we are
at Grimwade Family.
There you go. So please look us up, follow us, and yeah, we're out. Take care. Bye.
Bye.